The following is a transcript of a conversation between Matías De Stefano, referred to as me, and his higher self, referred to as I am, dated 15th of September 2020, and the subject is the throat chakra in the constellation of Virgo in the emotional aspect. Me. Today, after yesterday's explanation, I decided to press differently. Instead of projecting doubts about what I should be, I accepted what I am becoming from within. And today the response was immediate. I felt how my body is stressed by everything I'm working on at a mental level. And I noticed how hard it is for it to assimilate the transformation I'm undergoing. I almost reluctantly walked to the pyramid, dragged by my soul and my spirit. My body feeling that going to the pyramid was almost accepting his death, but still, I kept going. Upon entering, I found 3 American women performing a ceremony. One of them recognized me. They continued doing their work, and I stood on the wall to support without intervening. Then more beings came through the walls and surrounded the chamber, and one of them told me that the death of my body meant the rebirth of the triune union of my parts, spirit, soul, and body as a single being. This prompted me to sing. One of the women, the oldest, was inside the sarcophagus, and I realized that it was almost a constellation of my being from my point of view. My body lying in a coffin, while the soul and the spirit, the other 2 women on the sides, sang and resonated, harmonizing it. So I began to sing with all my being, knowing that he was singing to my body. The woman in the sarcophagus began to cry loudly, and I could feel the pain of my body externalized. The crying of my cells, screaming that they did not want to die, that they were afraid. My song sought to calm him down, until, finding silence after crying, the other 2 helped him to stand up and leave the sarcophagus, resurfacing. They were placed against the walls, and I could feel in them the echo of what I was pressing, the 3 parts of my being, visible in front of me. I went to the sarcophagus on the north side, in the head, and while singing, I took in the energy like a bath for my body. The one who represented my body positioned herself in front of me, at the foot of the sarcophagus, opposite me, expanding her arms as if in release. I could feel in that instant that the pressure of my body was released. When I finished, I sat down, and the same woman came over and handed me an ankh, the key to life, like a pendant on a blue cord. The key to life was the one that opened the door to the soul and spirit to be reborn. Then I understood how the universe had given me a gift in the form of an echo to my pulse, to my intention. My body is still a bit tired. I am. Ex pressure. The Latin word expression comes from the words ex, meaning exit, and premere, meaning press. Everything that was pressed within you, the energy that you were afraid to release, all the things that lie within you, your potential of being, the forces that you repress, seek to come out of you in some way. Energy is more than an accumulation of vibration, and the tool you have to vibrate is your vocal cords, your sound, word, verb, song. What you say is pronounced thanks to the forces that come from within you, and what you keep quiet accumulates that energy tension. This can damage your being. as it can generate a short circuit inside you due to the excess vibration or energy without being channeled. This is what exhausts the body and weakens it. That's why you must let it out, sometimes as a sigh, sometimes as words. Me. Expressing, then, is not just a matter of saying what is inside me, but of releasing what has been pressed into me. That is why it is so important to communicate, to say, to speak with people who have things that we keep silent about. Because that energy has an objective, an intention that does not belong to us, and the more we contain it under pressure in our body, it begins to weigh down and malfunction, and you end up getting sick. I am. All the power you have inside you is vibration at different levels of frequency. The pulses that build you and those that you emit to the world show that you are a pulsar that emits radiation, waves, impulses. And for that, your throat is your most important instrument to direct the intention of all that vibration that otherwise disperses. The word is creative due to the capacity for vibration that exists in its channeling, since it releases internal tension, manifesting realities externally. Most of the information that is in the body is interpreted from emotion and feeling, since they are the filters that help to understand the vibration. In a situation where you feel hurt by a conflict with another person, what you usually do is either shout, discharging your anger, or remain silent while prolonging it inside yourself. Silence, then, is more destructive of the inner world, when the scream is more destructive of the outer world. In the first case, the energy is repressed, which means in Latin, meaning return to, pressure, from premere. Thus, it is contained under lock and key so that it does not come out, which suffocates the being, and generates a painful reaction that stops the emotional movement, and therefore becomes an emotional disease, which, because it is the one that moved the hormones, it stops the body from generating physical illness as well. Me. This is why it is important to speak, to express with precision. I am. Humans have associated the term express with generating something or vocalizing something that was inside. But to be more specific, it is precisely putting pressure on what we are holding inside. The things we keep silent about, or the way we express them. Silence, speaking, or shouting. Me. So one of the tasks we have to know is how to manifest outside in a precise way, and to recognize the way we express. If we are the ones who remain silent, or the ones who talk and communicate everything, or the ones who shout without measuring the consequences. I am. Think. How do you express the energy you have inside? How do you release the pressure of your being? How do you pulse when expressing? Write down in your throat chakra list how you express what is in you. Me. Today I realized that every day I express much more what I feel and what happens to me. Before, I used to be much more silent, and I realized the damage I did to myself and the damage I did to others in my silence. I was always more than the one who keeps silent, repressing everything that happened inside. For the last 6 months, it's been the other way around. I've been able to say what I feel, and it happens to me. Although with the few closest people, it's harder for me because I still have the feeling of believing that if I say what I think, this could distance them from me, or that they could get angry. But I know that it's not their problem, it's my fear of not being accepted or loved. I keep quiet for fear of losing, and just because I kept quiet, I have lost much more. It's hard to say what we feel. I lived in a family and friends environment where expressing what we felt was rare, because we were all ashamed to say what we felt, both good and bad. Saying "I love you" is a phrase that costs a lot, just like "I don't like this" or "this or that offends me." I am. Not being able to express is living in a prison of emotions. The word is the one that gives the greatest liberation, since it is the primordial tool for the liberation of vibration through the creation of sound. This is why it is important to say, to let go. And even if the other person is not there, speaking it out loud with oneself brings greater clarity and manifests what one seeks to say with greater firmness. Me. So, I must not only write down, but also say, I am. Today's task is to write from where you express or what prevents you from expressing. And the second part of the task is to say it, speak it, even if it is to the mirror or to yourself, walking. But speak it out loud. Feel that vibration arise through the throat. Those who are silent, shout. Those who shout, whisper. Discuss what you have written. Feel it emerge through their throats and vocal cords. Feel it express itself. Me. I intend to free myself and express what I feel in myself. Only in this way will I be able to generate a coherent reality around me and within me. I am. Resonate. Speak to me, for I am pure expression.
My